When you set a timer, you're more likely to stay on task than if you kind of set this never-ending amount of time where you can get super distracted. So time yourself, get in, get it done, get out, and move on with other things. Hey there, and welcome to the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. I'm your host, Sam Hind, and I'm your social media strategist in your pocket, here to help you create amazing social media content that's going to help you do the following. We're going to help you attract your ideal customer, convert people into your to becoming customers and into your team, and most importantly, I'm going to show you how to retain people. Attracting, converting, and retaining are the three pillars of any successful business, but especially any direct selling business. So whether you are in MLM, whether you are in party plan, whether you're in network marketing, whatever you identify as, I'm here to help you do more attracting, converting, and retaining to grow your amazing business. And today, I want to share with you in this Power Podcast episode, a really quick, short, sharp, shiny one here, how you can create content quickly and efficiently that gets you results. So I'm calling this social media content creation hacks for the time poor creator, which I think is probably almost all of us. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick on around and I'm going to share with you my 5 hot tips for anyone who's a little time poor that wants to actually be getting in, getting results, and getting out and getting on with other stuff. So I'm going to share with you my 5 top tips. Okay, so let's jump on in, and I've got 5 awesome tips to share with you right now on how to create great content and, of course, save your precious time. Your time is your most precious commodity, but it's the one thing we can't get back. We can get money back, we can get resources back, we cannot get time back. So let's have a little bit of a look at what some of the things are that I've discovered over the years that can help you save a lot of time and brain space. Most importantly, you've got so many other things you need to be doing at any given time to run a successful business, and social media does not need to take over, but it is still very important. So nothing worse than showing up and throwing spaghetti at the wall and waiting to see what sticks, or what we call posting and praying. So let's have a little bit of a look at my top tip number 1, which is to sort your gallery graveyard. If you're anything like me and you take a lot of photographs when you're out and about and you think, I'll get to that later, I'll use that picture later, or maybe that will be handy, maybe it won't, but we'll see. And then you get to posting time and you forget about all those amazing photographs that you took, or you don't know where they are. And suddenly you are spending all of this really unproductive time either hunting for things or forgetting that you've got things right there that you could be using. So here's my tip for you. When you find time, and this is something you can do, as a busy mum, I tend to do this when I'm waiting. So if I'm in a waiting room, or if I'm waiting to pick my kids up from school, or I've got a little window of time that I find maybe while I'm waiting for the kids to get ready for bed or something like that, I might jump onto my phone and I'll quickly sort out my gallery graveyard. Now, essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking the images that I have in my phone gallery and I'm putting them into a location that I can easily and quickly use them when I am doing my social media content creation. So there's a couple of different ways over the years that I've done this. You could go really basic and you could simply create an album in your phone gallery that you title social media, for example, and you just drag and drop or copy all of the images into that folder that you want to use for social media, or that you possibly could use for social media. So they're all in one really easy to find location. I've also done this where I upload all of those images into my scheduling program. Now, if you are in our memberships, you would have access to Auxano Social, which is, in my opinion, the best social media scheduling program. And you can upload an entire gallery, a whole folder of images in there. So because you can access Auxano Social from your phone as well as your computer, when you do this, if you happen to be then later on sitting down at your computer to organize your content or create your posts, it will translate. It'll have all of those images uploaded on your computer when you get to it. You could also do something very similar with lots of other scheduling programs as well, like Later or even Canva. You can upload your images and they will be stored in the cloud so that the next time you go to use that program, all of those images are sitting there ready and waiting for you. You could also create something like a Google Drive folder that's even shared with other people if you want to. I certainly have one I share with my team so that whenever we go traveling, I just, when I'm waiting for a flight or I'm, sitting around for 10 minutes, I'll quickly upload some images into, we call it Sam's social media phone folder. And they know that's all of my photos from my phone so they can play with them and do what they want with them whenever. So there are loads of ways that you can do this, but I highly recommend to sort your gallery graveyard in those little moments and the in-betweens that you have so that when you do sit down to create your content, you've got all of these awesome user-generated images, photos you took, which are the most powerful photos you have, ready to go, and you don't have to go hunting for anything. So that is tip number one. Tip number two is very important. And initially, this one will take you a little bit more time, but I promise you it will save you oodles of time in the long run. And that is to plan your social media posting strategies ahead of time and have a menu to choose from. So when you sit down to create your content, whatever routine you use to do that, whether it's weekly, fortnightly, whatever, you've got a menu of strategies to choose from. So you're not sitting there at that point going, okay, now I need to think about what will I post next. You've already got the strategies pre-thought out. All you need to do is fill in the blanks. So one of your strategies might be an unboxing. One of your strategies might be a live. One of your strategies might be an engagement post or question. Another one might be a behind the scenes. These are all strategies that have loads of potential ideas that could fall within them. So what you want to do is come up with the strategies ahead of time that are in alignment with your social media objective. So if what you want to do is attract new leads to your business, is nurture your existing customers, is convert more leads, whatever pillar you're aiming for on your social media, you can be thinking about, how am I going to create strategies, or what strategies am I going to create to help me do that? And then you're not thinking about it every time you sit down. Now, I'm going to give you a little hot tip here for this one. This is like a sub tip, and that is use the tools at your disposal to help you with this one, like AI or ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not a good place to create all the content for you because that takes you out of the equation. That's replacing the human element with a very non-human tool. But ChatGPT or AI is a very powerful way to do a lot of that hard thinking. So, when you know what you want to achieve or who your ideal customer is, and hopefully you've even used ChatGPT to help you with that process, you can then use it to ask it, what are some posting strategies that are going to be attractive to my ideal target customer? What sorts of things could I be posting that they're going to want to pay attention to, that's going to have them curious, that's going to attract them to my business, that's going to help me build the relationship with these people? And then ask it to give you some ideas. This is a great way to do a little bit of that hard thinking for you and be even more productive with your time. Keeping in mind, if you're listening to this right now and you're already a member with us, you have got access to some incredible trainings we've given you on how to use AI to do all of the things I've just told you. Plus, we've also given you a bunch of really awesome prompts you can copy and paste straight in to do this work within 10, 15 seconds. Super, super powerful tools. So that's number two. Think about your strategies ahead of time. Number three, I've already kind of alluded to, but I want to bring this up as a very important strategy here to be really productive with your time and create content really quickly. And that is to have a good scheduling and or planning tool. Now, I've used many scheduling tools over the years, and there are some really great ones out there, both free and paid. You've got things like Canva, you've got Later, there is Hootsuite, Buffer, loads of them, Agora Pulse, many, many, many scheduling tools. You can even just simply use Meta itself as a scheduling tool. But find something that works for you and use that scheduling tool to plan your calendar ahead. Now, I have heard a lot of mixed opinions around whether or not scheduling is something that we should or shouldn't do. Here's my opinion on scheduling. Scheduling means that you're not relying on your own availability when, let's face it, life happens. And if you're like me and you're a working parent, you're running a business, you're being pulled from here to there to everywhere, and you are time poor, you don't want to be relying on having to be available to post on social media at any given point of the day. You want to have planned ahead. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't post things as they come up. I absolutely still do that. But what I do is I plan my week ahead, and then as things come up, I might move the post I've scheduled in to another day and use the post I just came up with, or the thing that's just happened, or the really awesome idea I just had. So it's not meaning that you're not posting in the moment. What it's meaning is that you are scheduling ahead of time in case life happens, because it's gonna. So a good scheduling tool is really powerful. The other thing is, a good scheduling tool is also going to help you stay organized. So most schedulers like Auxano Social, which is my favorite because we had this built to fit with this industry deliberately, because we knew that there were so many things that all of these other tools out there had, but none of them quite fit the bill for what we needed our students to have in this industry. And so we decided, let's just can them all and create our own. And the one thing for me that's really powerful about using something like Auxano Social is, number one, you can schedule your content. That's really important. But more importantly than that, you can see your calendar ahead. So you can actually see what you've got where, what's already gone, and you can drag and drop and move things around. The other thing that's really great, of course, is the ability to upload all of your own content, your own images, like I told you in tip number one. But you've also got over 15,000 pieces of ready-made content in there that our incredible team have loaded into that piece of software. So if you're sitting there going, oh, I want a really good engagement post, go to the folder with all of the engagement posts and pick one that we've already created. You can then redesign it to make it your own, because of course your own created content is absolutely going to be your superpower. Or if you really are time poor, you can just use one of the pieces of content we've created for you. And that's totally fine. So that's number 3. Have a really good scheduling or planning tool that's going to keep you organized. Number 4 is actually a tip that I think most people could use and don't, and that is this. Trust yourself. Don't overthink it. I think vast majority of people think that they have to get every post absolutely bang on perfect. And the bottom line is that we don't relate to perfect. We relate to real. So here's my hot tip for you. This is a Sam tip here. If you have been working on one post for longer than 20 minutes, get up, walk away, and start again. Because if you've had to stop and think about, how will I write this caption? How will I edit this post? How will I adjust this? How will I do that? You've overthought it. You are now slipping into perfectionism, and that's not going to help you. So get up, walk away, and then come back with a fresh mind and think to yourself, if I were talking to this person or my ideal customer over a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, what would I say? And let that be the words that come out. Now, I am going to give you another little hot tip here, because I'm not saying that we can't be too wordy sometimes on social media. So once you've done that and you've just kind of dumped it all out, you've written your caption the way you would say it, just challenge yourself then to halve the text. That way you'll cut a lot of that fluff out and you'll end up with the really descriptive words that get to the point. So you have a beautiful combination between your personality and making it short, sharp, and shiny. So dump it out the way you would say it, then challenge yourself to halve it. That's a really good tip when it comes to creating a good caption without overthinking things too much. So remember, if you've been thinking about it for longer than 20 minutes, if you've been in Canva, or if you got distracted and you're creating this beautiful post, unless it's a reel and it needs a bit of editing, it might take a little bit longer if you're doing that. Unless it's a reel, step away and then come back with a fresh face and start again. All right, that brings me to tip number 5, and I'm super excited because we're nearly going to keep this to under 15 minutes. I wanted it to be a quick episode, is to protect your time. You know, time blocking is one of my favorite strategies to use, especially for social media. So when you sit down to create your post for the week or for the next 2 weeks, Time yourself. Put an appointment in your calendar, block that time out, give it priority, but then time yourself. When you set a timer, you're more likely to stay on task than if you kind of set this never-ending amount of time where you can get super distracted. So time yourself, get in, get it done, get out, and move on with other things. I love using apps like Tide, that's TIDE, which is a time blocking tool. And it's even got some white noise you can play in the background. So you can set a timer on it, so for 30 minutes perhaps, set some white noise like ocean noise or raindrops on the roof, and it will send an alarm when that time is up. So you can get up, walk away, do something else, and maybe come back if you need to. But protect your time. Social media can be a big time thief if you let it be. So get in, get it done, and get out again, because you have got more important things to be doing with your time, like actually connecting with your customers and your amazing team. So that's it from me in this episode. That was 5 top tips for content creation for the time poor creator. Let's really quickly recap on those. Number 1, sort your gallery graveyard out. Put your images somewhere really easy for you to locate, so when you're creating your content, you can find them and you can get in, get out. Number 2 is plan your strategies ahead of time. Have at least 10 different strategies ready to rock and roll, so you're not asking yourself when you do sit down to do your posting, what will I post next? Number 3 was have a really good scheduling and planning tool to use so that you are using a system. Auxano Social, definitely my favorite. If you want to find out more about that, you can definitely contact us and we would love to share with you. Number 4 is be real. Don't overthink it. If you've been planning a post for longer than 20 minutes, you probably need to get up and walk away. And number 5 is protect your time and use some time blocking tools. That's it from me today. I hope you found this super helpful. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, share this with a friend in the business that you know needs a little bit of help with their content creation as well. God bless. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you again in the podcast next week. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us in this episode of the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. If you love listening and you found that this was helpful for your direct selling business, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check out the recommended video that's popped up on your screen right here. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.